Hey yo, web traveler. This one is a special to 2000 subscribers. You crazy. Thank you so much. I didn't expect to get there when I started this channel, so I appreciate every one of you. Thank you. So I'm gonna discuss my anime list, maybe change something as we go. I have quite a few animes that I watched. I wouldn't say many, but it's not like 10 animes. So it's gonna take a while, especially for me to edit. So wish me luck, and without further shenanigans, let's begin. Cowboy Bebop, 10 over 10. Well, if you disagree, man, you have a bad taste. What can I say? No, I'm joking. I think Cowboy Bebop is one of the classics. Even now, it's still relevant. I think it's maybe a little bit hard to watch because it's obviously made with the attention span for other generation. It sounds terrible when I say it out loud, but you probably get what I mean. So Cowboy Bebop for me is just 10 out of 10. It has a message. It gets you into thinking. When you're done with watching it, it has everything I would love anime to have. Then we go to, oh my god, the Spirited Away. Thank you. This film, you can show it to anyone who is not familiar with anime and they will probably enjoy it. Well, Death Note, also a 10. As you can see, I have a few 10s, but I have more not 10s, so don't worry. Death Note, I mean, it's also a classic at this point, right? It's a 10, although I would disagree with me just a little bit. Certain part in the anime, it gets kind of boring. It's not the ending that we all would have wanted, I guess. From that point, it's not 10 over 10, it's less. Everything up that point is so amazing. Death Note is just also a classic that you can show to anyone who haven't seen anime or doesn't know what anime is, and it would be an interesting anime to watch. That's probably the first one that is, that a lot of people would disagree. Code Geass Part 2, I have 10 over 10. I mean, it's almost because of the ending, because the ending is so good. It's one of the best endings I've seen in anime, and a lot of people would say that. Steins Gate, 10 over 10. Do we need to say more? It's just, it is what it is. I mean, you may not like it because it's a certain type of anime, right? It's not for everybody, obviously. It's only for smart people. So what you gonna do, man? Grow some brain cells? I don't know. Also, one of the maybe an introduction animes, you can consider that. Death Parade. I don't know why it's an 8. This one, I disagree with all of you, because Death Parade is such a good anime. It's from 2015 and I watched it like only 2 years ago, and I thought, why didn't I see it sooner? Because it's such a good anime. I got freaking depression from it. Violet Evergarden, also 10 for me. I think it's a masterpiece. Also not anime for everyone. I had trouble to get into it. Every episode has some theme around it, and there's definitely one of the 13 episodes that's gonna personally hit you. Like, it's gonna bring emotions out of you. There was an episode for me like that. I believe that's the one who lost his wife or something. I can't remember much because it was probably painful, so my brain is just like, oh, get the shit out of here, forget it. But I was almost crying, man, multiple times watching this anime, so I can't give it a 9 because there's good animes, but they're not all of them bring this kind of emotion in you. And Violet Evergarden, even though it has its flaws, definitely there were some scenes that I thought that's bullshit, like you seen freaking Marvel superhero or what. But despite that, there's so much emotions in this series, and it's so well animated. I get people who are not giving it a high number. Then we have Shingeki no Kyojin Season 3 Part 2. It's just amazing. From all the Attack on Titan season, this one, it was just, man, I watched it in one day. Probably it's a little bit basic to say Attack on Titan is just amazingly good, but it is. And for me, this part was a masterpiece. Great Pretender, which I don't agree with me anymore. I'm gonna say it's very good. Because it is. I gave it a 10 probably because I had some time in my life when I didn't watch watch anime anymore for more than a year. And then I saw this one on Netflix, and the animation, the story, it just sucked me into it. Like a very good suck, you know. This anime kind of rekindled a love for anime again with me, and I started watching new series. But why it's not a 10 anymore? Well, that's because that fire that it was kindled, that suck feeling, you know, that good suck feeling, it's faded a little bit away. It's just the beginning is so good, the mid of anime is also very good, and then we get to the ending and it's like, what the fuck's happening, man? Like, what? I don't agree with it. I don't like it. It's stupid. It's whatever. But the other part was very good, so it brings it to 8. Bleach, the new season, for me, is a 10. The animation is amazing. It's very interesting to watch again. You don't know what's gonna happen. I didn't read the manga. When it came out, the continuation of the story, a lot of friends of mine at the time, they talk about it, but I just kept my ears shut because I wanted to see the anime when it comes. And it finally came, and also I came when I've seen a few episodes. For now, it's 10. I don't know how the story will evolve. Only 3 10s to go. So Kaguya-sama, Ultra Romantic, which season is that? That's the last season. Why did I give it a 10? Oh, wait, I think I know why. I mean, Kaguya-sama is such an interesting anime. It's like Death Note, fact, comedy, school romance anime, and this is the baby that came out. The 3rd season, the ending, it was very good, because this might be a little bit spoiler. I'm gonna try to go around it, but it might give you some clues to a spoiler, so that's your spoiler alert right there. Most of the time, you know, the boy doesn't get the girl. Like, there's always that cat mouse game between them, and it just continues till the show stops or doesn't air anymore. It's just, you know, it's never, there's never a freaking conclusion. Main character never fucks a main girl. Well, he didn't fuck her, but there happened something, and that led to a kind of conclusion that I haven't seen in that kind of animes, and it just felt so good. It felt so freaking amazing, and I'm really hyped to see season 4, because for me, I'm gonna experience new things. That's why this season specifically was 10 for me. Also, every episode was freaking fun and interesting and very entertaining to watch. They do a very good job in animating this, but also the humor, the characters. It's just, man, for me, it's almost the same as Konosuba. It's just, it's good. Then we have Chainsaw Man. Well, maybe a little bit basic. There's like Camp Chainsaw Man is amazing, and Camp Chainsaw Man is overrated. From all overrated animes that I've seen in last decade, I think Chainsaw Man deserves the hype. I think it has something. It's kind of a style that they develop for this anime, and it works. The story is interesting so far. Chainsaw Man is solid, and also the opening is freaking freaking amazing. Okay, last 10 on my list. It's probably not surprising, is this arc, the second season of Demon Slayer. Do I need to say something about the animation? I mean, goddamn, it's revolutionary. How the fuck does it look that good? Also, it's one of my favorite arcs. I read the manga. I really like the brother and sister story plotline. It's interesting and fresh and sexy, you know, also important. First 9 is the first season of Code Geass. I mean, it's a solid anime. It's really good. It's not a 10 only because the starting is a little bit meh. Like, it starts very, for my opinion, abruptly. Like, they had the vision where to go, but they didn't know how to get there, and maybe they didn't care how to get there. Also, there was an episode with the cat, which was bullshit. I think there were more things which annoyed me. For some reason, those things didn't annoy me in the second season. For most people, it's the other way around. So that's why it's a 9. Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann. That's a soft spot for me. It's one of the first animes I watched. Yoko is my first waifu. Kamina is just amazing role model. The story is interesting. It evolves a little bit too fast in my opinion, but it is what it is. It's an amazing anime. It's definitely not for everyone. Evangelion too. I think that's movies. Yeah, those are movies. So I gave it a 9. I honestly can't remember why I gave this one a 9, because There are 4 movies, and the line is blurred to me when the first started and the second ended, because I watched 3 movies in like few days, just one after another. Yeah, I don't know. I gave it a 9. Deal with it. Bakemonogatari, let's go. Man, such an interesting anime. Mystery, romance, supernatural, and how about harem, you fucking liars. But it's really interesting. I really find the supernatural aspect cool and interesting. Again, god damn it, why I say interesting so much. I enjoyed it maybe a little bit too much, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. I don't know if my opinion will differ if I would watch it right now, because it's been probably 10 years when I watched it, but I still think it's a good anime. So yeah, there's that. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, not even a 10, it's a 9. Honestly, I don't know why, because I think if one anime deserves a 10, it's gotta be Full Metal Alchemist. So I'm gonna be honest with you, I probably disagree with 9. I'm not gonna change it right now. Nah, fam, I'm gonna change it. It's a 10. I don't know what I thought about it at the time, but after seeing a lot of animes, I think Full Metal Alchemist delivers everything that you need in the anime. Fate Zero, it's a 9. So I'm not gonna lie, man, I'm a Fate simp. What can I say? What can I do? I'm a Fate simp. But Fate Zero, it had a very interesting story. It had amazing animation at the time. You may know the studio's Ufotable. Like they've done a few things that are looking quite great. But then we have 0 Second Season, also 9. Like, it's good. So yeah, if you want somebody to go into the Fate series, Fate Zero is definitely one to go, because it's quite good. It's quite interesting. You don't have to know everything about Fate. It's just you go in there and you get amused. That's how it works. For me, JoJo is one of the best animes he's ever made. But objectively speaking, I don't think it deserves a 10. Although it deserves it in my heart, definitely. There are some episodes and moments into the anime that I just forget or that are uninteresting. Like part 1, after Party goes in search of certain vampire, I can't remember shit. Like, I don't know what's happened. It's just so uninteresting. And I don't know why, because in manga, the pacing is different. It's a little bit faster. But in anime, the pacing of that part is a little bit slower. Like, it starts strong, then it gets a little bit mad, then BAM! And that's JoJo for you. So that's why it's a 9 and not a 10. One Punch Man, and 9. Not a 10, I don't remember why. Does it deserve a 10? As a comedy, especially the first season, it deserves a 10. Because, man, One Punch Man is very funny. It's amazing. But in the whole process, I think 9 is a quite good score for One Punch Man. Konosuba, that is season 1, that's season 2. Both of them are 9. Yeah, why not 10? I can't remember. I really liked it, but I think it's just, again, also Isekai is one of the best Isekais, probably the best Isekai at this point in time. It's also the comedy gold, like, it's amazing. Made in Abyss, and that's an interesting one, because I think a lot of you haven't seen it and didn't even consider to watch it. I heard a lot of good shit about this anime, but it took me a while to watch it. I started 2 episodes and I dropped it for like 2 or 3 months, and then I continued, and I needed to force myself a little bit to do this. And then I was amazed, and I watched the whole freaking thing like in a few days, because it's, and I mean like other seasons also. It's amazing. It's such an interesting anime about exploration, and it gets real. You see this art style there, and you're thinking, well, oh my god, we can see it, the pictures. Oh, why didn't I do that with the other ones? Okay, whatever. You see this and you think, well, it's about small children. Fuck no, man. It's like Dark Souls, but your characters are just little chibi kids. Which doesn't make it better, in my opinion. It makes it more harsh. It is a hidden gem made in Abyss. Give it a go. And I need to say it to you, you need to watch a few episodes to get what am I talking about. Because the first 3, I believe, they don't give you the same vibes what the whole series will give you. So yeah, there's that. Devilman Crybaby. I have it a 9. I don't know why, but it just resonated with me. I also was into the depression when I finished it. That's a common theme with me when like there are animes that get me into thinking. I'm just stopping watching shit and I'm just like only in my head. Made in Abyss movie. The movie is continuation between 2 seasons. Yes. And it was quite something. Definitely some plot twists, some feelings, some fucked up shit again, because that's Made in Abyss for you. I have a lot of 9s, so we're gonna stay here for a while. Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai. Fuck these names. Didn't expect to be anime about like some science shit. I can't even describe because I'm too dumb for this. Supernatural again. I guess that's my team, right? Waifus, harem, supernatural, love it. Okay, part 5, JoJo. So yes, one of my favorite parts at this point. It feels very unique how the story goes, and I think the pacing of the story is quite right, is quite good. You can just watch this JoJo without like watching the other JoJos. I mean, that's the case in almost every season, but 5 has something special in my opinion. Also the memes are amazing. It's a 9. And then we have Demon Slayer? Kimetsu no Yaiba or Demon Slayer, a 9. A lot of people think it's overrated. I don't think so. A lot of people think it's the usual shonen, but I think Demon Slayer did some things that are not that usual for shonen. Not saying that it didn't do usual things that shonen anime does. It surprised me a few times. It's a very unique world that the story plays in. We have the Konosuba movie, it's a 9, yes. Beastars. Yeah, I didn't expect me to get it a 9. Probably the anime man said that Beastars is good, or somebody, maybe Garnt. Like other big anime YouTubers, fuck me, it really turned out good. It's not for everyone. Definitely this one is not for everyone. Disclaimer, I'm not a furry. If there were not animals, it would be also a good story, but less, because it helps to embody who the characters are from which animal they are. I don't know, if you're into the experimenting with the shit you watch, go try it. Maybe you like it also. Quintessential Quintuplets. I finally can say this name. Cute sisters, a lot of waifus. It's a 9. It's a good show. The final season of Attack on Titan is a 9. It was interesting, surprising. The animation is I preferred the previous one, but whatever. The movie, also from Demon Slayer, also 9. Good story arc. Kaguya-sama, probably the second season, a 9. Sure. Cyberpunk, Edge Runners. This anime got me into the Cyberpunk. Like I played the game after this. Well, first of all, it's Trigger, and I love Trigger anime. Not all of it, but they have a very unique style of animated things and telling a story, so it works with me, but not always, but most of the time. And Cyberpunk is very unique and interesting world, and they done a very great job in telling this. Freaking soundtrack, the animation, it didn't feel like I watched anime. It felt like I watched a freaking movie or something that was animated. It was quite good. It was impressive. It was almost a 10. Jujutsu Kaisen movie, I actually enjoyed it. We probably will talk about Jujutsu Kaisen when I get to the season and not the movie, because movie is not quite a good representation of the anime itself. I mean, its season itself, because the pacing is different. The pacing of this movie was good. It was shit happening all over the places, so it was quite nice. Then we have the final season part 2. It's a 9, yeah, of the Shingeki no Kyojin, obviously good shit. My Dress Up Darling was a surprising anime. Why haven't we had more animes about cosplay? Seems so obvious, but we don't. At least not at quite the same level as this one. The animation is, man, what the fuck. She's so beautiful. They animate her very well. Spy Family, a 9. When I saw like a trailer or something, I don't know what I saw it by myself. it looks goofy. I'm gonna try it. That's the thing. I go into the anime without expecting any shit from it. And when it can deliver and just surprise me, especially from the first episodes, because I don't have any time for freaking plots in episode 10 or something. I need some interesting shit in episode 2 or 1 or 3. And I think Spy Family can deliver that. Neon Genesis Evangelion, the end of Evangelion. Is that like the second season or something? I can't remember how it goes. Yeah, it's probably the second season. It's very good. It's very good. I didn't give it a 9 because I freaking hate Shinji. Shinji is a piece of shit in the Evangelion anime. I understand that Shinji represents deeper meaning into the story, but I just so freaking hate him. That's the reason why I watched Evangelion and actually hated it for like a few episodes. Freaking Shinji. Grow a chest hair, man. Like, what the fuck? Shaman King and 8. Like, what the fuck? The score of the other users is quite on point with my score. And then the original one, not the remake. That was the first anime that I really watched. One of the first animes. I watched it on television. And then at a certain point in my life, I thought, well, I haven't seen the whole thing, because I only picked a few episodes here and there. Why don't I watch it online? And then I did it. And it's such a good feel anime with some interesting characters when you are a child. I don't think I will enjoy it that much if I will watch it now, but it has some nostalgia to me, and I think when I will have children, I would force them to watch this, because this anime is about friendship. And then we go to Bleach. Is in 8. Bleach, 8. Yeah, it's very good, and also not. It depends on which arc you are. After a certain point in anime, when the shit gets real with this motherfucker, it becomes very boring. Like, I can't remember this. Like, what the fuck happened there? I don't know. What the fuck happened after this? I don't know anymore. It was boring as fuck. Don't very agree with me that the Bleach is very good. I think it's good. Half of Bleach is very good and the other half is bullshit. Yeah, sorry Bleach, but you got downgraded, my boy. Although I really love Bleach. That is one of my first, like, shonen love animes. Evangelion, the first movie, I gave it an 8. Sure. Again, I don't remember what happened exactly in the first movie. Durarararara, I gave it an 8. I'm not gonna touch it, but for me right now, Durarara is not that high anymore. But I think that the thing is with this anime, how the story goes, it makes it very unique and interesting, and you just go into it. Especially this fucker and this fucker, those were my favorite. Only for them, I'm willing to and just let it stay an 8. Okay, we have in one of the Monogatari movies, I think. Yes, 8. I honestly can't. I think it's a backstory of... No, that's not what I wanted. Backstory of the vampire chick. Yeah, Steins Gate movie. Also cool in 8, like whatever. But once it goes into the movies, I forget them very fast. I watch them, I give it a score, and then I forget it. One of the Monogatoris, I don't know in which order they go. I only know the first one is Bakumonogatari and this Nisei Monogatari. I think that's the one with the tooth... brush scene. Yeah, definitely, because there's very more focus on the sisters. Psychopaths, that's an interesting one, because somebody said to me, if you love Death Note so much, you should watch Psychopaths. So I did. The statement wasn't true for me. I liked it, but for very different reasons why I liked Death Note. Have another Monogatari in 8, yeah, whatever. Attack on Titan in 8. Why in 8 though? That's the first season. First season was quite good, but I had some beef probably with it, so it's in 8. Monogatari again in 8. Yep, that's a common theme. They are quite good. Log Horizon. In my opinion, it didn't get the love it deserved, because at the time that Log Horizon was airing, I think some of the Sword Art Online continuation was airing and it got way more hype and love. But Log Horizon is so much better than Sword Art. God damn. The openings are fire, by the way, the songs. But the story, everything, it's very interesting to see the other kind of story. It might be a little bit boring for some people, and I totally get it. But in the terms of how the story is told and how plot lines work, this one is so much better than Sword Art Online. God damn. Space Dandy. Funny enough, I watched first Space Dandy, and after a few years I watched Cowboy Bebop. While Space Dandy is actually inspired by Cowboy Bebop, obviously, and quite good comedy. I probably need to watch it again, because now after the Cowboy Bebop I can probably pick up some like in-between jokes between the one and another. Part 3 JoJo Stardust Crusaders. And 8. How many useless stand users did we see in this part? It's just incredible. And that's the reason why part 5 for me, it's higher in ranking. Because the stand users were more polished, I guess. And I get it. Like, this is the first part when he's starting with the stand users. And then he gets very creative and insane with it. So part 3 has... amazing bro gang here, like those 5 are, and Iggy 6. Those 6 are freaking amazing, and only for that it would be 10, but because there were some episodes that were just boring, it's just an 8. Another Monogatari an 8, nothing new about this. Fate Stay Night Unlimited Blade Works, that's also one you can show it to a friend who wants to get into Fate. It's either this one or Fate Zero. Or both of them, in any order, it doesn't matter. Log Horizon, second season, we talk about it. Attack on Titan, nothing to say. Second season of part 3 JoJo, same reasoning, why it's 8. You probably hear some shit at the background, streets are getting clean. Monogatari, 8. I think almost all Monogatari have 8. It's focused on 2 lolis, so that's why I'm changing to 10. No. I'm joking. Then we have second season of Unlimited Blade Works from Fate Stay Night. Also an 8. Overlord and 8. That's the thing I say about every anime at this point. It's interesting, and at the same time, I think the first season had something special, and then the next seasons lost it. I wish Overlord was more harsh. ReZero, in my opinion, as a isekai, this one comes in place too. Monogatari shit, 8. Sword Art Online movie original scale, and 8. Honestly, I can't remember what is this movie about. Oh wait, yeah, I remember now. They are losing their memories. Our basic beach boy and basic waifu girl are going to save the world. It was quite alright. It like brought it brought the stakes back from the original Sword Art Online season, like the first one, not the original, the first one, which made it very good. Although I might give it to 7, but yeah, I think Sword Art Online is overrated as fuck. Yeah, I'm sorry. You downgraded, my boy. you got into the 7. It was good, but I don't think it was very good. It was good. It was very good only because it was better than the first season. But like in the big scale of things, it was just good. So that's my reasoning. JoJo Part 4, I gave it an 8. I almost want to give it a 7, but I love JoJo too much, so I'm a little bit biased on this one. As if I was not biased on the other ones. But Part 4 is my least favorite. It takes a while to get to the good part. You just can see that Araraki is experimenting with a lot of stands. Mob Psycho 100 is an 8. It's a good, fun anime from the same studio as One Punch Man. Very funny, kinda unique. Animation is just mwah. Konosuba probably film of, what was it, OVA and 8, sure. Yeah boy, Dragon Maid. I didn't expect me to like this anime that much. It's just so good in terms of comedy, Kageruyi. It's from the Netflix. Yeah, that's that Death Note / Casino anime. I can't say much about it. They have sexy leggings. They have interesting shit happening. There's always something at stakes. Boku no Hero Academia 3rd season. That's an 8. And that's probably the highest Boku no Hero Academia from me that you're gonna see. The last season I haven't watched yet because it was airing. I watched a few episodes and I stopped. I can't watch animes when they're airing. I just can't. I have some love and hate relationships with My Hero Academia. I think it's such a generic anime. It's just crazy. I think when I was like 14, I would love this anime to death, like really. But watching it right now, it's just like, man, that's some child shit. But what the fuck? And the weird thing is with My Hero Academia, it goes from child shit to like more adult shit, and then it goes back. But for me personally, this season was the peak, and then everything between that is just meh. Dragon Ball Super Broly, quite a good movie. I'm not a big fan of Dragon Ball. I appreciate it very much. I know what it's done to the anime. It is one of the classics for sure. But I'm not like balls deep into the Dragon Ball, you know. But this one, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed this movie. Kaguru next season, 2nd season probably. Also an 8. Mob Psycho 2nd season 8. Yeah, good shit. Kaguya-sama, good shit. Fate Grand Order. Babylonia, well, I have it in 8, but in terms of Fate, I definitely do not recommend for you to watch this as your first Fate series, because it has a lot of flaws in my opinion, and it's just because I love Fate in general. This anime is quite the art style of the characters. I mean, you also have my waifu there, so look at her. How can I not give it an 8? But it just goes between it's freaking amazing to what the fuck am I watching. But for me it works because I am a Fate sucker. I would only recommend for you to watch this if you are a Fate sucker. What the fuck is this? Oh, it's Bunny Senpai probably. Yup, oh, that's the movie where I almost cried again. God damn it, man. This movie, okay, yeah, tears will come from my ass. That's for sure. Then we have Dragon Maid, right? Yeah, sure, 8, good. Violet Evergarden, a movie, also an 8. Jujutsu Kaisen, I gave it an 8, but I'm so inclined to switch it to 7, but I don't think Jujutsu Kaisen deserves it just yet. Because the thing with Jujutsu Kaisen is it's an interesting world. There are cool characters. It's just that the pacing for me, it starts good, and then at the end of the season, I thought, what the fuck are you doing? This shit should have been at the beginning of the season. It doesn't feel like a climax. I very didn't like the pacing of this season. That's why I would rather give it a 7 than 8. But because Jujutsu Kaisen is quite interesting, I'm gonna leave it at 8. Because I just can't bring it to 7 knowing that I have No Hero Academia higher than Jujutsu Kaisen. That's bullshit. Oh, Fire Force. Oh man, I love fire. So this anime was just made for me. But it has some stupidity going on from episode to episode. But also it has amazing animation. One of the best like fire animation you can get. The story is quite interesting. I think it has something, and I think it sometimes like puts a stick in its own bicycle wheel with how it handles things, I guess. Made in Abyss, the 2nd season, it's an 8, but I'm gonna bring it to 7, man. I didn't like it that much. The appeal for me for Made in Abyss was the exploration, and there is very little exploration in this one. What is this? Oh, that's slime. Honestly, I watched everything almost in one go, so I can't remember like specific things to the season. I would say in Isekai Worlds is gonna be at 4th place, probably. 4th or 3rd, I don't know. Nah, I think 3rd. And then the 4th would be Overworld. Jesus, you know which one I mean. We have Overworld. That's the anime Overworld. In between the first and this one, it went a little bit to shit. Spy Family Part 2, in 8. We already talked about it, so whatever. And let's just say this is the last one for an 8. Comic and communicate. Sometimes I love this kind of anime, like the comedy school or whatever. It's kind of unique. I haven't seen it in other animes, and it brings like that kind of unique sense of humor that you can do with this character and the characters around it. That makes it good for me. I enjoyed it, although it was sometimes a little bit difficult to watch because like the pacing is sometimes slow, and it's nothing wrong with it, but I personally struggle with it. Then we have the first season of Evangelion, which I gave it a 7. I already talked about why I didn't like Evangelion that much. That's because of Sanji, and the first season there's a lot of Sanji, and I hate Sanji, so that's why it's in 7. Fate Stay Night is in 7. That was the first Fate series that I watched. I can't remember much from it because it's way back. Full Metal Alchemist movie. Is that the one where they're running on a train? Because that's the only scene I remember. I honestly don't even know what's the point of this movie. I think there's like some alternate reality shit going on. I can't remember. I gave it in 7, so I'm gonna leave it at that. And then we have Bleach movies, which I'll 7 to me, because yeah, they're movies and they're Bleach. Death Note Rewrite, I think that's a movie with alternative scenes or alternative ending. I can't remember. Who the fuck is this? Is this Misa? Man, okay, I leave it at 7. As you can see, the more down we get, the less I remember about the animes. Such as this also. I know that I watched this. I gave it a 7. I can't remember shit except for the tower and they got into the tower and the tower was harsh and they died a few times. And it's like sort of online, but how it should be, but also like, I don't know, I leave it at 7. Soul Eater. For me, it's not an 8. It's quite interesting art style, definitely. Like, look at this head. It's a good anime, but it doesn't have a special place in my heart. Then we have the movies. This one's I rated lower for some reason. Toradora. Oh, the second season is coming out. Is it already? No. Okay. Such a cute anime, and from what I can remember, it was quite funny also. Again, the tower anime. God damn, how many did I watch? But they're all 7, probably. Bleach movie. What is this? Oh, is that I don't know why I watched this. I think somebody said it to me, and I watched it, and I know that a lot of women in particular hype about this because, you know, they are sexy. I can't deny that. Deadman Wonderland. It's a 7, and it's a shame that it is a 7, and it's only a 7 because of the first part. And why is that, you may ask? Well, because the first part kind of follows the manga, and the second part of the anime thought we're gonna do our own shit. I don't know why, maybe the manga wasn't ready yet, but it ruined this anime. Because whatever happened in the anime was super dumb. And then I read the manga and it was freaking amazing. So the manga is good, the anime is meh. High School of the Dead, man, that's a classic. Look at this. That's high peak zombie anime. And how many memes were born for that? Bleach movie, whatever. Why did it give it a 7? Jesus, I'm already 1 hour recording. My voice is getting fucked. I don't know if I agree with me at this moment. I probably would give it a 6. But out of respect for all sister anime lovers, I'm gonna leave it at 7. Especially out of respect for her, because she was good. We have again a movie from Full Metal. Okay, I can't remember shit. Why did I watch it? What was it about? Man, movies don't work for me. Beelzebub. Oh my god, this one was funny, holy shit. And then at some point it wasn't. It has 60 episodes. I think something went wrong because you can see watching the anime like kind of downgrade of the anime, of the animation, how the pacing goes and everything. High School of the Dead. There is an OVA. I can't even remember watching this. Man, when I watched it, oh god, shit, man, I need to rewatch it. Blue Exorcist. I loved Blue Exorcist, especially Mephisto. Man, Mephisto is my boy. Look at him. Where is he? Look at him. He's such a Johnny Depp character. It's amazing. Blue Exorcist did the same thing what Deadman Wonderland did. They started with following the manga, and at some point I think the manga wasn't quite there yet, so they thought we gotta do our own shit. And watching it, I didn't quite hated it. I just thought it was a little bit weird. I was so hyped about this anime, I read the manga, and after reading the manga, I thought, why the fuck would they do that? Manga is so much more interesting and detailed than the freaking studio adaptation. And it was that shit that they even made a second season, which continued the first season from episode 15 or something. They just said like, well, everything from 15 episodes, for example, I don't know which episode exactly it was, didn't happen. It's not canon. And it ruined the freaking show. Like, who the fuck is gonna watch only 15 episodes of the first season, not gonna watch it to the end, and then start with the second season? And even if there are some people who will do that, fine, but they need to know that they need to watch it in that way. A lot of people wouldn't know to, search it up. How should I watch Blue Exorcist? That is just so stupid, because I think it's quite an interesting show and it deserved better, but the studio just ruined it. We have specials only from my sister anime, which sure. That is an interesting anime, which probably not many of you did watch. I don't think a lot of people watched it. I think I watched it only because only because of that. Persona 4, the animation. I mean, the games are good. I played it just a little bit. The animation was quite good. The story was alright. It just, for some reason, it didn't connect with me like should have been. But whatever. Mirai Nikki, a very good show. I don't know if it aged well for now, but I think for the time being, when it came out, it was quite good, quite amazingly good. I think it's still interesting to watch. I mean, the freaking Battle Royale game started from Mirai Nikki. They stole the idea from this show. Oh, I don't have many friends. I don't know why I watched that. I probably saw a cute picture of a girl and I thought, well, I'm gonna watch this. I don't know if I definitely probably don't agree with me giving it a 7, because it probably also didn't age well whatsoever. I'm gonna change it to 6. Guilty Crown, also an anime with great idea and I believe bad execution. I can't remember much, but I can remember my feeling of what the fuck happened? What did I watch? Like what? That I can remember, and I think a lot of people do have that feeling. High School DxD, baby. Gave it a 7, but you know what? Just for the good measures, I'm gonna change it to 8. And you know why? It probably deserves a 7, not gonna lie. But in terms of harem ecchi anime, this one is one of the best. Then we have Axel Ward, which, more people watched this one than I expected. Frick, from who was it? Because I watched it because something. That had something like, I've seen this, I probably should watch this. It was interesting to watch. At least for me, at the time, it didn't feel like the usual anime. So, yeah, it's a 7. Hayuka, also a 7. It didn't resonate with me that much to give it an 8. But it's a cute one. We have more DxD. I leave it at 7. More Hayuka, 7. More sister anime, 7. More the other anime, that's a 7. Okay, I leave this one at 7. I downgraded 1, but I think, from what I can remember, it gets better. So I leave it at there. Then we have High School DxD. Tokyo Ravens, what the fuck? What is this? Well, I for sure remember this girl. Oh wait, I know! This one is a little bit awkward. Kill la Kill. Quite good, quite good. I have it at 7. In my memory, I would want to give it an 8, but in my memory there were like a few episodes of pacing issues that I hated, so that's why it's a 7. But it's a quite nice anime with quite nice little clothes and funny humor and great animation because it's Trigger. And then we have Noragami. I don't know why I didn't give an 8, because that's where the most users are going to. Again, this feels like your usual anime. It has it has something special. It has kind of interesting story. And I wouldn't say that this one feels like your usual anime as much as the other one do. But I don't know, man. This freaking girl is almost the same face as, where's that bitch, Kyoka. Like, they're almost the same. Look, almost the same. And this fucker, almost the same. You have the blonde fucker here. Like, bruh, that's what I mean. It feels like your usual anime. Psychopaths 2, so like I said, it gets a little bit downgraded from second season from the first, because the first was like a large success and it was very good, so it is very difficult to top that off. I think I didn't see a few Psychopaths things, so they might get back to the peak. This one is probably higher from the users. Yeah, it's an 8. I don't know, man. I liked it and hated it at the same time. They're in resonance. I think it has a very good message, but in some way a very weird execution. Space Dandy second season is 7. I believe there is more random shit happening in this one as in the first season, so random doesn't always equal better, so that's why it's 7. But also look at this, huh? Cool. All right. This anime, that is a generic shit. There's a tower, there's isekai, like it's so freaking generic. The only reason why I watched this anime is this area here is the only and also this area. I watched it. I think there are boobas in this anime. I even started watching again, thinking I watched the new anime, and I thought by myself, I think I've seen this. And I then did go through my anime list and I found it, and I was like, oh, I really did see it. So yeah, 7. I don't know, man. I can't remember shit. Monster Musume. It's a 7, and I think it's also one of the funniest ecchi anime, especially with monsters. I don't know why it doesn't get a second season, because it's not that bad, and I think they can make it even better. Noragami, I think that's the second season, also in 7. So see, I disagree with the most users again. Okay, sure, whatever. Dragon Ball Super, let's see, it's probably an 8. Oh, it's a 7, so we have the same energy. All right. It had some ups and downs. Some episodes were very boring to watch and some were amazing, so that's why it's 7. Boku no Hero Academia, it's a 7. I disagree with the most users again, probably. I don't know, man. It's just your usual school superpowers anime. When I was like teenager, this shit I just had in my head, man. I just wasn't talented enough to put it on paper. So Fate Stay Night movie is a 7. My voice is getting... Oh, we disagree a lot with the fan base. I disagree, I see. This movie looks amazing, but it's just, we have a story to tell. How can we stretch it in 3 movies? That's how it felt, really. So I didn't like that much, the whole story. 2 and 3 have higher scores. I believe part 1 is 6 or 5. See, that's a lot of difference. Although the last part was very good, if I only look at the 3 movie parts. But it's just, it has some fire, amazingly good scenes, which are 10 out of 10. But in general, I didn't like it that much. And I'm a Fate sucker, so yeah. I think this is the second season of Blue Exorcist, where they changed how they did the story to how the manga did it. I think, again, like they fucked some shits up in how they told the story. The Recreators is in 7. Very interesting anime. I think it's one of the more unique ones. I enjoyed it. Darling in the Franxx, I have it as a 7. I watched it before Evangelion, so yeah, afterwards I can see that they stole a lot from Evangelion, or at least Evangelion inspired them. Ups and downs, man. It gets good and sexy, because look at this robot. That's probably the first time I would say I want to fuck a robot. So they did it good on that part, not gonna lie. Also how they operate the robots, they did also good on that. Few story plot lines were interesting, but again, Trigger can't freaking finish anime that good. So when they got more towards the ending, it became more shit. Grand Blue is we disagree a lot. I think I changed my mind, because looking back at Grand Blue, I have very good memories of it. It's such an interesting, funny comedy about dudes and about students and how you dive and drink alcohol. Overload 3 is a 7, like I said. It gets a little bit boring after the first season. Quintessential Quintuplets, which season is that? Is it the first one or the second one? Oh, that's the first one. The second one is better. Oh yeah, because Nino is annoying bitch in this one, and in the second season she gets more personality. So yeah, and also my favorite Quintessential. So that's why the other one is 8 and this one is 7. Then we have the Fire Force season 1. Season 1 had more random shit episodes or moments. This one is cool. I think it's a 7, yes, but it's also an anime that I haven't seen many of, I would say. It's man, after watching this one, you will want to work out, trust me. And it has a fine humor. I just again, I would like to see the second season when they can get more into what they built up here. This one is also very unique. For me, it's also 7, but I also would recommend this one, because I haven't seen much anime which is horny and also very scary at the same time. It's such an interesting premise, good humor, interesting plot line, I guess, and also you see some legs here and there, which is nice. Mob Psycho season 3 is in 7. I think the first part was meh. Elfen Lied is in 6, and probably, yes, that's a big difference with user. I don't know, I didn't like it that much. This anime, I don't freaking know why I watched this. I don't look at this dude. Look at him. Why did I watch this? It was when I only started to watch anime, when I watched Gurren Lagann, Death Note, Full Metal Alchemist, and then I thought, I'm gonna watch shit. Lucky Star. Also a big difference in what I gave it. I think I watched Lucky Star too soon. I think if I would watch it now, I would give it a 7 or maybe an 8. I would appreciate more the humor. I watched it too soon. Somebody recommended it to me, but at the time I only wanted to see epic shit and boobs, and that's not it. To Love Through, okay, not that much difference. It was fine. I mean, it's your horny anime. There's a lot of horniness in here. That's the good thing. But also the only good thing about this anime, it's how horny it is. Vampire Knight. Well, that's a shame. I watched it. I don't know what was wrong with me. That also was the beginning times of me watching animes. It's just so Twilight again. I don't know why I watched it. I watched all of it, and some things I enjoyed. I love Supernatural, and there was a part of my life where I watched a lot of Supernatural shows, and I think that's the reason why I watched this anime. Kiss X Sis, I think you pronounce this X. I don't know if you do. Such a horny shit, man. Oh my god. It's good in its horniness. Don't get me wrong. It's very good in it. But I didn't like the story. This one also. Now we get to anime where why the fuck did I watch it, right? We started with good shit. Now we're going to bad shit. Man, I watched it only because I saw some art with Gurren Lagann characters standing against this anime characters, and I watched it. Although it's a 6 and it's a very weird, dumb anime, I really enjoyed this one. I don't know why. He has so much sass. Look at him. And there's an insane music metal, fast metal. I don't know what's the genre of it. Do I rate it a 7? Nah, man. Nah, sorry. But it is my guilty pleasure. Even though I leave it at 6, I think it is a very fun anime to watch. Fate Stay Night movie and Limited Blade World movie was shit, man. The series was so much better. I disagree with this. They did the movie first and it was shit, and then they did the 2 seasons and it was so much better. Then we have Black Rock Shooter OVA is in 6. Man, I don't know. Black Shooter is something that looks great, but I didn't get the story, so I didn't like it that much. Fate, wait, Sword Art Online is in 6. Let's see. Oh, okay, it's a 7. I thought it would be near an 8. At this point, everybody talked about Sword Art Online, why it's shit and why it's not shit. For me, it started good and it gets way more worse as the series continues. So that's why it's 6. Fate Prototype. I can't remember shit about it, but I see that most of the people agree with each other that it's 6. Honestly, what was this Fate series about? I can't remember. My god. Whatever. Dragon Ball movie. There's a lot of nostalgia in this one, which I didn't know at the time when I watched the movie. And if you don't know the characters or don't know what's happening, this movie is not for you. It's just such a weird movie to watch if you're not familiar with the Dragon Ball. Movies of Code Geass are such a bad shit. Holy shit. I strongly disagree with you on this one. Those movies are the dog shit. If you like it, I'm not personally attacking you. You can like dog shit, but I don't. Okay, that wasn't very reassuring, was it? Yeah, man, I just don't like the pacing. I don't like the story. I don't like anything about this. It was painful watch for me. Sadly enough, it's time ago when I saw this. I would have probably have a lot of more decent reasons to tell why I didn't like this one. And we have this one, and probably also, yeah, almost an 8. Nah, fam. Like, what the fuck? This is The Devil's a Part-Timer is such a generic anime, it pains me to watch it. It has such good premise. Devil from the other universe is going to work at the, like, McDonald's or something. It's such an interesting premise, and they do absolutely nothing with it. They do nothing with it. It was such a letdown, because you or one, a big YouTuber, talked about it, I can't remember who, and I thought, oh, then it should be a good anime. Man, fuck no. I disagree. Strongly disagree. Especially because I've worked at fast food, and trust me, they could have done so much more to make this anime more special. But they didn't. That's why it's 6. Danganronpa in 6. I can't remember this one. I think a lot of weird shit is happening in anime. Probably the games are way better. So I'm not going to talk much about it because I can't remember. It's a 6. Oh, you remember that anime that I told you about? I've watched twice. At least I started to watching it second time and I didn't know it until like a certain point. Yeah, that's the first season of this. I don't know. I can't remember shit. 6, whatever. Sword Art is 6. That's just a given. Unlimited Blade World Prologue in 6. Was a prologue? It is an 8. That's the strongest disagreement with me and the users. Yeah, I don't know, man. 6. I stand by this. If I gave something in 6, trust me, it is in 6. Like, we can disagree between 7 and 10, but everything below 6, it deserves to be there. See? 6, Eromanga Sensei. I don't know why I watched it. It's because I watched the other sister anime and I saw this one and I probably thought, well, why not give it a shot? One Punch Man second season. I really didn't like the story. I also didn't really like the animation. The animation was something that was very unique of One Punch Man season 1. It gave it more humor. It made it more funnier, and it was just all gone in this season, obviously, because it was made by the other studio. But also, it felt like a generic freaking shonen anime, and I hated it. And that feeling wasn't there in the first season, so that's why it's 6 for me. Because there were a few funny scenes, like I laughed my ass off a few of them, but for the most part, it wasn't it. High School DxD Hero, I really hated this one. I don't know why. I'm gonna rewatch this one because I probably would disagree with my score here. First Order or Fate Grand Order? I can't remember shit, but I can see that most of our Fate lovers agree with each other. Because it's around 6. If my internet allows me, thank you. 6, yes. Overlord second season, I gave it in 6. I'm curious to see. Almost an 8. Man, I didn't like this one. I think, from what I can remember, not a lot of things happened in this one. Like, it was just boring to watch. I remember that I was bored watching this season. Oh god, this season of My Hero Academia. It's almost an 8, and I would agree at that at some point in the anime. Like the first arc of the anime of this season is freaking amazing. It's almost as good as the third season. But then after that arc ends, it's just such a duck shit. The second part of this season is such a boring bullshit. I can't stress enough how boring and basic that is. So that's why I gave it a 6. Oh, no, I skipped once. Excusez-moi. B1A. That's also Trigger, I believe. Is it Trigger? Yeah, that's Trigger. And kind of disagreement. I watched this one because I watched Beastars, and then I saw this one, and it has a very nice opening and very nice art style. And also it's Trigger anime, so I thought I'm gonna watch this. But it was such, like, this anime is made for children, man. I don't know. I don't hate it, but I didn't like it. Season 5. I can't even remember what the fuck happening is in Season 5. That's how bad it is. How, like, they happen. I don't know, man. It's a 6. I can't remember it for a reason, right? What is this? Oh, God. Yeah. This anime is weird as fuck, and it has a very controversial ending. I don't know why I watched that. Yeah, don't watch this one. do not watch this one. It's not worth it, trust me. I gave it a 5. Code Geass, the first movie, a 5. Even lesser than the second and the third movie, and the fourth movie I didn't even watch. Sword Art Online 2, I also gave it a 5. There was only one fun scene with a grenade, and these two. It was it. Fate Extra, Last Encore, and 5. Probably in 7. Oh, 6. Although I love Fate, and I love characters that are in this part, but they were uninteresting as fuck. The main plot storyline is also like, what the fuck is happening? I don't know, man. I left confused with this one. Fate Apocrypha, I don't fucking know how to speak this. It's in 7. I disagree, man. It's probably not a 5, but it's also not a 7. Then it's a 6, right? They could have done something cool, because there's a different take on Fate, how it mostly plays out. And there are a few interesting characters, but there's also a lot of generic shit happening, and I hate generic shit, so that's why, for me, it was a 5. Gridman, Trigger anime. I didn't like it one bit. I understand this score if you're into mechas. Well, even though I viewed a few mecha shows, I'm not into mechas, not a one bit. But mecha animes can be interesting. But this one was boring as fuck. The only good thing about this anime is her thighs. That's it. ReZero, is that a movie? I think, yeah, that's a movie. I think it's between the seasons, and there happened absolutely freaking nothing in this movie. I don't get why it's almost an 8. I love ReZero, but this movie was boring as fuck. Then we have Persona 3 into Soul, and funny story, I didn't want to watch this anime. Somebody said you should watch Persona, and I was like, sure. And they meant like Persona the game, right? The anime about that game. But I found this anime and I watched it, and it's weird as fuck. I honestly can't remember the plotline. It was weird. There were some ghost thingies. Whoa, that's the biggest difference yet. I just don't like magical girls. Like, what can I say? They're also too sexy for little girls. I don't like that either. This is I watched fourth movie. Is that the last one? No, the last one is 5. I didn't watch the fifth movie. But also 3 score points difference. It was also dog shit. Everything is dog shit. Nothing made sense in this one. Like, strategically speaking, things that were happening were so stupid and dumb. Like, bro, so as if children made up the story. It was shit. And then we have this one, dog shit of a movie. That's the biggest difference yet. More than 4 points. Man, there happened nothing in this movie. It was just a setup for the second and the third movie, which weren't that great, but were way better than this one. This was so boring to watch. I don't understand why it's an 8. For a person who didn't play the games, watching this, it was so boring. I felt almost asleep, even though I love Fate. So I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate of this, but that's the anime that has the least score by me, and it's gonna be a pain in the ass to edit because it's been 2 hours. Thank you for watching. Definitely support me because I love you, and I see you in another one, Web